lightning start. Jesus, go.
Go, Jeez. Go.
The person you are trying to contact is currently unavailable. Please try again later.
What a creepy voice.
Was.
Hello, pacifists. That's what I'm going to call everyone now. Fellow pacifists.
I don't like that.
No, I don't
Patsies.
have it either, actually.
I don't
I'm
like
not-
that at all.
I'm not a
Fellow
big fan.
patsies.
Saying that, I'm not a big fan of people naming their fan bases like Believers and shit like that.
Could it not at least be like Pacifistas or something that isn't actual? Not like actual pacifists, because that's a thing. I know it's in our name and we are not, but
there we go. 45 seconds into this episode, we've got our first viewer request, first request for the viewers. What do you want to be called? Just, if anything.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say
they don't
listeners.
Care. Yeah. Well, either way, welcome to the Pacifist podcast. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here and you've been here before, welcome still, I guess. And get a psyche eval. So today we had a full complement lined up, but Sophie's had to duck out because of work commitments. But we've still got me, Sam, and the head down there that is Jeeves.
Yep. What I really like about his new setup is where he's got that microphone, where we used to just get hat and like a little line of eyes. When he's really looking, it's just like it's like, when you used to watch 999 and it'd be all like blacked out and it'd be like, and he touched me here in my bathing suit area. now Jeeves just looks like a living one of those. And he said he was my friend and he'd take me out for ice creams, and then on the way home
He told me he was my uncle.
There we go.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Exactly like that. So what subject are we doing tonight? We were going to talk about sort of the Purge, weren't we?
Yeah, everyone loves the Purge.
Not the film necessarily, although I'm sure it will come up, but more of a concept. As in, what would everyone do? I'm guessing if it was a thing.
And do you think it would work?
No.
Jumping straight in there, do you think that crime would go down to basically zero if one night a year? I mean, how up to date and current are we? We're talking about a film concept that came out fucking 10, 15 years ago.
The problem is, I don't think some people will be able to get the idea that it's only over one day.
Yeah,
but have you? So okay, we're jumping straight in there. So they've done a TV show of it as well.
Yeah, which I've not actually seen.
If I'm being honest, I've never seen the film.
I am absolutely flabbergasted. I would have thought you would have seen all of it, Jeeves. Films, TV shows, the lot.
No,
he's only seen 3 films. I think we established this in series 1.
You're absolutely right.
It's not one of those 3 films. He's seen all 3 of those films.
Repeatedly,
yeah.
Yeah, damn it. It's the Iron Eagle isn't even remotely like the Purge. Jeeves, do you understand the concept of the Purge?
Yes.
There we go. That's the important thing.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just a film that doesn't interest me at all, really.
Yeah. We should probably point out, though, to anyone, because there might be people out there that are, well, dare I say it, less aware of their surroundings than Jesus. So we should probably point out the general premise behind the Purge is the fact that one night all crime is legal. You can't be held accountable for your actions for one night every year. And in the film, people lock down. The good people tend to lock down. The bad people go out and murder everyone.
And then the middle of the road people have a huge party where they just take a load of drugs and fuck a load of people. That seems to be a common theme. I've watched them all, Jeeves, and there's always people just partying and putting all sorts up them.
There is always purge parties. Yeah, that's one of the good things. One thing that surprises me, though, and this is probably quite personal to me, is I know it's a film and it wouldn't make anything, but you never see any, or there's never any mention whenever people talk about what they'd do if there was a purge of people that generally don't like crime. Because I'm not a big fan of it. I've never been a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of stealing shit. It doesn't make me feel good. I don't like hurting people. I've been in violent careers now for well over 15, 20 years. and that has taught me not to like violence. So not a big fan
That's
of
the
that.
butchering, isn't it? When you were being a butcher, that's the most violent of all of them.
So I would be more inclined, and I'm sure I wouldn't be alone, to be going out and renting myself out. That doesn't sound right.
Like a rent boy.
They can't do me. They can't
renting himself a boy.
It's illegal. No,
in reality, they could do you, and you'd get money for it.
Services, just tooling myself up, lots of guns and stuff, and just saying to people, decent people that are afraid for their safety, pay me a load of money. I'll come round. I'll come sit around your house, and I'll keep you safe for the night. You know, that's what I'd like to do during the purge. I'd like to go out, and I'd like to kill these pricks that go out, because let's face it, one night of a year is not enough for people. It will awake a lot of tendencies. It will awaken a lot of sort of things in people, I think, if they do it.
Well, yeah, but that's sort of the whole premise of it, isn't it? Is that you have a purge one night a year, and then for the rest of the year you're all right. And obviously the whole film is about killing poor people. I mean, the whole concept is just about killing poor people.
Yeah, basically.
It's just a way of population control. That's all it is. But it's the concept about it is why I like that series or franchise, whatever you want to call it, because it's interesting to see, you know, like what people would do. And I love it when like all the poor people are getting fucked up by like, you know, mercs who they get sent out by the government to go fucking shooting people, and they're like, nah man, this is our home, we the real soldiers, bow, 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 shooting sideways and stuff. Yeah, exactly like that, James. But yeah, I'm with you, Mushi. I don't have any desire to go raping or murdering, but like, I mean, I like what you were saying there about defending. You know, it'd be quite nice to defend your home. It'd be like playing old school zombies where they're coming through the window and you're there with a shotgun just blowing windows out.
Just fucking hammering planks over when there's a lull.
And just 10p pops in your pocket after each board.
up to round 15. Whee!
Yeah. Well, no, so in the TV series, of which, by the way, guys, is brilliant. The first series is it's just set one purge night. It's like 10 episodes. It follows a few characters and how they interweave. But the second series, it starts on the like last 5-10 minutes of a purge, and it follows like some bank robbers. And as they're leaving, because like you get some sirens as the countdown runs out, because obviously you've still got police and stuff.
Yeah.
And there's this. Sorry, it's spoiler alert out there, but I mean it's really old. We're talking about something that came out years and years and years and years ago. So again, as always, if you haven't seen it, fuck you. It starts and these guys are robbing a bank, and the timer goes off, and one of them, once the purge ends, his foot is still on the inside of the bank, whereas the rest of them are free. They can walk along with big bags of cash over there, you know, the swag bags. They haven't broken any laws. But because his foot's on the inside, within like 10 minutes, the police storm him. They're just like, nah, you broke the law, blah, 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 blah. So the punishments for breaking the law outside of the purge are so much harsher than they were during the purge. But yeah, it's the second series is so much better than all of the movies and all of the TV shows put together.
It sounds like I need to check it out.
I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean, being honest, the Purge films, I like them. I like them all. They are all good. I wouldn't put them up there as being my favourite, but it is an interesting concept. But then there's a lot of films which have got these sort of dystopian future concepts that they've, you know, like Maze Runner, James
Dashner books. Yeah, I've read them.
Like terrible that sort of thing. Yeah, they weren't great. Divergent series as well, that sort of thing.
Yeah, which they never ended.
These are all ways of controlling population, basically. It's all about population control and stuff like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
you've got the Hunger Games as well.
That's brilliant. That is terrible books, but again, brilliant TV, brilliant movies. Joe, funnily, probably one of the only series where I prefer the movies over the books. Fun fact for you there.
I've got another series of that, but you'll hate me for it. Harry Potter for me. I mean,
oh, you fucking
sorry,
dick splash.
Sorry.
What are you talking about? How can you prefer them?
Because I've never read the books. I can't read the books. I can't get into them.
You can't have that opinion if you haven't read the books.
Yes,
you can't say you prefer the films over the books if you haven't read the books.
Yes,
chime in below.
Of course I can.
Can't say that. No, you can't. You can't say you prefer it if you haven't read them.
If somebody came up to me now and said, "I've got all the Harry Potter films here, or I've got all the Harry Potter books, which would you have?" I'd say, like, "I'll take the films, please. I prefer the films, please. I'll take that."
Yeah, but that's because you're choosing to pick one. But a personal opinion of which you prefer.
I'm not saying they're better than the books. I'm just saying I would prefer the films to the book versions.
You're a cunt. Just as simple as that. You're just an absolute fucking swamp donkey. Well,
yeah.
I prefer the films to the books.
Have you read the books?
I have actually.
Fucking
Jeeves has read a book, and you can't have. Why would you prefer the films over the books?
I couldn't get on with the books. I did. I got about halfway through, and it was too much.
So you haven't read the books, then, have you? Neither of you. How can Jacob's just read the? Jacob is one of their work colleagues and a family member of mine. He has just read them and has been endlessly messaging me, like giving me a running narration throughout reading them, which I've thoroughly enjoyed. I should like to add. It's absolutely wonderful.
He has been well into them. He's been telling me about it, and no, some writing styles you can get on with, some you can't. Like Dean Koontz, he really confuses me as well. He's supposed to be a really good writer, but I get confused really easily reading his books.
Yeah, he writes weirdly.
He almost gives me dyslexia.
I have dyslexia and I can't get on with him very well either.
And I don't mean that in a derogatory fashion. In terms of, like, from what I can gather, dyslexia is the jumbling of letters and things and the ability to put them in the right order logically and that sort of thing.
I mean, it's part of it.
But dyslexia has a wide variety of different things, but yeah.
So, but that's what happens when I read Dean Koontz. Like, the words don't fall in place right for me. And literally I have to reread sentences like 4 or 5 times to try and work out what the fuck he's writing about, and I don't know why.
All he's written is, "I've popped to the shop."
Yeah. Once upon a time. What?
Time upon a once.
What? Once?
Oh, not time. That does my head in.
This book. I'm going to go and watch Harry Potter.
He wrote a series, the Odd Thomas. There was a film of it that had that Russian kid who died recently. I can't remember his name. It's probably like Alexei Pivo or something. You know the guy from Star Trek?
I know. Yeah, I know exactly who you mean. I can't remember his name either. I believe it begins with a Y.
Shock. Yeah, so we wouldn't be able to say it even if we did fucking know it. Yeah, well, there's a movie of it. Those books, I really enjoyed them, but God, they were probably the hardest thing I've ever read because they're written in first person.
Are we talking which books? Sorry, are we talking about the Odd Thomas ones?
Yeah, the Odd Thomas series is like Odd Thomas Brother Odd, fucking Sister Odd Thomas Strikes Again. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Revenge of the Thomas.
You see, I couldn't get on with Odd Thomas either. So when it came out as a film, I was like, I'm going to watch that because that'll explain it. And I started watching that. I was like, I'm still none the fucking wiser. Like, I don't know. I literally don't know what I'm watching. So
I really enjoyed the movie, but I was a big fan of the books. Even though they're fucking difficult to read. Everyone's texts going off. Ding ding ding.
I'm trying to put my phone on silent. The problem is I get little bouts of electricity internet every now and then, because for people that aren't aware, our internet is provided by a donkey in Carisbrooke Castle that walks around in a wheel, and that pumps the internet to the island, and every now and then the donkey gets excited when it has an extra carrot or something like that. It goes a little bit faster and the internet hits me all of a sudden and all my messages come through. I'm pretty sure that's how it works, isn't it, Jeeves?
Something like that. Not far off.
I don't have that problem because I live in the civilized world.
Well, yeah, you have your internet pumped in, obviously.
Yeah,
exactly. 1,000 hamsters.
1,000 hamsters is more than enough for me. It keeps it going nicely.
Sophie gets there and finds them all.
So who do you reckon would win in a tug of war between 1,000 hamsters and a donkey?
I don't know. 1,000 hamsters is a lot. I think the problem would be motivation and harnessing. Now,
also, you've got 1,000 little leads, and then you've got to be like, come on, guys, come on, you can do it. You might look big, but you can do it.
Or you could have 1,000 hamster wheels all set up like car alternators, you know, where you turn it around and it drives a cog thing.
Have like a turbine on it.
Yeah.
Which will record the amount of power, the power output, and do that. Link all the hamsters up to the hamster wheels like that, and then one donkey on the donkey wheel.
If that was the situation, 1,000 hamsters. Because have you seen those little motherfuckers run? Particularly the little dwarf Chinese one.
They do go
Russian
quite
hamsters.
Fast,
yeah, they go so fast they occasionally spin around and off.
But I think the donkey,
because the donkey
would have better traction.
And the donkey wheel is so much bigger. So one revolution of a donkey wheel would probably equal, like, I don't know, 100 hamster ones.
I just don't know.
Either way, it's a lot of thought to put into such a ridiculous question.
It is. Also, if they're walking along, like, it depends on the surface. If they're walking along glass, hamsters are going to be hopeless. But have you ever tried to dislodge a hamster from a hamster cage where it's all bars? Those motherfuckers can hold on.
Oh, yeah.
1,000 of them gripping. I'm not. Look, why do we always end up talking about donkeys?
I'm sorry. I just got an image of 1,000 hamsters just going whee.
Yeah.
On the also, the fucking donkey just strutting along.
No, just Eoring all over the place.
So put it another way. Just imagine, like, if you've been captured by an ancient tribe or something, and you're being put to death, and on one hand you get tied to a donkey, and the other hand they've run out of donkeys, but they do have 1,000 hamsters spare, so they've just tied them onto you. What do you reckon that would have enough force?
What, to pull you apart, or just to pull you along?
To kill you.
Well, one donkey definitely could, but I feel like with hamsters you could outsmart them just by, like,
having cheese in your pockets.
They don't like cheese. They like nuts, lots of nuts and grain.
Try these nuts.
These nuts.
I used to have a friend who had a hamster who used to feed it like a birdseed concoction, and apparently in that birdseed there used to be hemp seeds, which is quite common. Hemp seeds are often in birdseed because it's not really got anything in it. And when she would fill her hamster's bowl, that's a weird one to say, up with food, it would go through and literally pick out all the little hemp seeds and eat them, and then, you know what it's like, it stuffs its cheek full of shit and it pisses off. But yeah, it used to go through and pick all the nice bits out.
Who doesn't?
Nice bits.
Did I ever tell you about my hamster Boris?
No.
The demise of Boris. I take it I've told you then, Jeeves, if you're laughing.
No, I just love the fact that you had a hamster called Boris.
This was last year, yeah? I had celebration of your fearless leader.
3 Russian hamsters, Boris, Horace, and Norris. I wasn't very imaginative.
At least you can call him Hammy.
No, but the demise of poor Boris is quite the story. My mother brutally murdered him. Brutally, without compassion.
I think I have heard this.
Yeah, because he used to live in a box room which was an upstairs room. It was like a spare bedroom sort of thing.
He had a whole room.
Yeah, he had a cage, but he was the only living thing that had that room.
Okay, all right, fair enough. But you just like tuck him in at night, read him a story.
Yeah.
Hot glass of milk, Boris, Norris, and Joris, or whatever your names are.
TV off by 10 o'clock, please. Yeah. No. And my mum went in there one day, and she's put her hand in to give him a tickle, and this thing, it's bitten her, right? Like sunk its teeth into her hand. So she's pulled her hand away, as you would. At the apex of her yanking her hand away, Boris has decided to let go, which has sent him sailing across the room, straight out of the open window.
You have told me this, you know.
Patio below, yeah.
Oh, that's rough. They made a right old mess.
I'm assuming he died. We didn't find the body. He either landed in a hedge or he ran off. But
he probably ran off. Hamsters are like surprisingly durable.
You've
seen like the. Oh well, yeah. I mean, if a cat got him, he was fucked.
Yeah.
But that's nature for you.
Yeah, but that's how my mum threw my hamster out the window when I was younger. I remember she told me she was really gutted. She told me about it. I started laughing. So you did what? Like, I'm sorry, I threw your hamster out the window. You fucking crazy woman. What are you on about?
See, I'd have used that as one of those teaching learning moments. I'd be like, yeah, and if you don't fucking clean your room, that's where you're coming.
You're fucking following it.
I see you pissing in the corner again, putting your legs up.
Complain about sleeping in sawdust one more time. You're going out that window as well.
They always look so comfortable, though. You know, like you put all the bedding in, because I don't know, maybe I was just a bit of a douchebag with hamsters and rats and all of that sort of stuff. I've told you before how I used to give my rats bedding, didn't I? I used to put all my junk mail in the cage hole.
Yeah.
And they would just spend hours chewing it up, and it looked like they were having a good time. But now I think about it, if some dickhead I suppose it would probably take up half the size of my room. I was just looking around to try and get some sort of scale. So if someone put like a 3 meter by 5 meter piece of paper in my room, I'd probably tear it up just to get rid of it as well.
Well, yeah, just tear it up and fall asleep in it.
Why not? But yeah, that's what I used to do with a hamster. I'd never put its bedding in its bed. I would just put it somewhere else. So it just kept it busy for an hour, moving it all in there.
Yeah, I mean, they're fussy little fuckers anyway, aren't they? All of those sort of creatures. You can give them the world on a stick and they'll tear it apart, fuck around with it, rearrange it all, and then fall asleep wherever they want anyway. So
sounds a little bit like you.
He's just not hairy enough. Bald hamster. Oh, I suppose bald hamsters are basically just moles, aren't they?
Bald rats.
Oh, that's gross as well.
Loads of people love them.
Have you actually seen one that hamster that's bald? It looks like a baby hippo.
I had a hamster get mange, and it was the last one I ever got. Because it was so brutal. I was like 13 years old. I'd had this hamster for ages, and the little motherfucker had escaped a couple of times, and I got him back. And he started going bald, and I thought he had mange, so I took him to the vet, and they gave him a jab or something. I don't know. I took him in a shoebox, and then I mean, you don't really get carry cases, and it was like a 2-mile walk, so I had to walk all the way down there. Because my mum was off doing something, probably at university or some shit like that. So I had to take him to the vet. They gave him a jab, and then went back a week later, and he wasn't getting any better. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have to put him down." I'm like, 13 years old. I've had this hamster for ages. It's like my little friend. And I'm like, "Oh, okay then." And then literally give it a jab and it just dies. I'm like, "Oh well, bye then." And then I walk out. And the lady at the that's horrible.
That's a bald hamster. It looks like a little baby hippo.
Yeah, it's gross.
It's a ball bag.
Yeah, then I walk out, and the lady on reception's like, "Don't forget your bill."
God bless.
Yeah, yeah. I never gotten one of them.
It's such a brutal process, though, isn't it? I mean, my partner, she's had quite a bad run of things with her rats. You know, we had like 7 or 8 rats, and they've been slowly, systematically dying this year. And she's actually.
Did you get them all at the same time?
We got the 4 girls at the same time, and then 3 boys. The 4 boys at different times. But they were all together at the same point.
Not all in the same cage, surely.
No, boys and girls.
Oh, okay.
Don't want that. Don't want loads of little rat eggs. Thank you.
Rat eggs. Imagine a rat sitting on an egg, incubating it.
Yeah, they're well cozy, man. Yeah, but it started off like that with her. Like they're so fast and brutal. You know, you take them in for something you don't know what you're taking them in for. You know, like, oh, he's been a bit funny. He's been a bit off his food or whatever, and then like I'll get a phone call half an hour later saying, yeah, they've put him down. You go, what? That quick? And it's just such a brutal process. And then, like you say at the end, oh. So that'll be like fucking however much it is, which is extortionate now.
Yeah, that'd be a couple of £100, please. But like, fuck, I could have trodden on it for that. Well, just let it go free and get a cat. Cat could do it.
And you see, I'm not the best person in crisis anyway. So then, like after that, she gets back to me and she's like, "Oh, I've got the body though. What do you think we should do with it?" And I'm thinking like, just fucking, we could hoof it over the council land. Hoof it over the fence into the council land sort of thing. I think she was expecting like maybe we could like get it burnt, cremated or buried somewhere nice or something. And I'm
Jesus.
like, sling it over fence, innit?
Yeah. Put it in a bin. I had a pet mouse once that died, and I didn't want to deal with it, so I just put the whole cage, mouse included, into the wheelie bin. Like,
well,
see you later.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on getting another mouse. I was just like, I'm not gonna have a fucking empty cage littering my flat. I was like, nah, straight in a bin with you.
Yeah, no, I'm not the best person in a crisis. Like, emotionally dead, I've been described as, which I'm cool with. You know, it doesn't really bother me. I'm just not very good at comforting people. But like,
they're there.
It is literally, whenever I'm trying to be sincere, everything comes out sarcastic or patronizing or something like that. Oh no, what a shame. Oh, I really wish they weren't dead. Yeah, it just doesn't work.
That's my baby.
Yeah, tragic. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not that bad. Oh yeah, as I say, I was super upset when that hamster died. Never got another one because it was just a horrible experience.
Yeah.
Fuck, he killed it in front of me. It's like, he was nice. That was the nice hamster. I had loads of shit ones. The nice one died.
Did they give you the option of how you wanted it done? Like £100 for the injection, like £5 you can have a hammer.
No, they just gave it a jab. They saw me come in. They're like, there he is with his hamster in a shoebox, 13-year-old, all on his lonesome. We're gonna get some money out of this one. Yeah, he probably didn't even have cancer. They're just like,
nothing wrong with him.
Kill it. Yeah, he's just balding because he's old.
Just the vet was in a bad mood. Oh
yeah,
so fucking angry. I'm gonna kill the next fucking animal that comes in here. Yeah, come in with the hamster. I think he's got a sore throat. Fuck him. He's done.
No, I'm afraid he's got hamster AIDS. AIDS, they call it. We have to put it down. Otherwise, or you could start a global pandemic.
Yeah, he's got Hovid.
Oh, fucking hell. But incidentally, going back to the Purge, I now know what I would be doing. I'd be breaking into a pet store to get 1,000 hamsters and a donkey. And I would be whipping to see what happens.
I could just imagine now, like, loads of fucking people in ski masks with automatic weapons and machetes and stuff, just all huddled around, confused, watching you like, what the fuck's he doing? I don't know, but he's been at it for an hour now. I think he's trying to put harnesses on hamsters. Do we kill him? No, I don't think so. Just leave him. Just walk away.
Yeah, just walk away. Turn your masks off so they're not illuminated. To be out of there.
Did Homer Simpson walk back through the hedge?
Yeah.
Actually, that's something you joke, but that is possibly a positive sort of aspect of having a purge night, because you could organise little groups to right the wrongs. You know, to right the wrongs that the law and red tape and stuff like that can't really get to. So, you know, all these dogfighting rings that are getting away with it through technicalities and shit like that, just tool up, go down there. I'd happily kick the shit out of them. Anyone that's mistreating animals, fuck it, yeah, go on. Yeah, tool up, go down there, rescue all the animals, let them free, run them loose, whatever, you know.
Let them free. Let vicious dogfighting dogs free. Just let them go for a run. Yeah, fuck it.
It's Purge night.
And that was Andy's last.
No, I do actually. I just. You raise a valid point. Is that would be vigilante crimes, wouldn't it? It would be, you know, like the pedo hunters, which seems to have fallen from fashion. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe it's because I've just unsubscribed to. Every time someone shares one of them, I'm just like, I don't want to see this bullshit.
No,
but because it fucks up the justice system, doesn't it?
Massively. I get what they're trying to do, and it's a noble cause and that, but fuck me, you're not investigators. These things have to be done properly.
And they're like, well, this is a citizen's arrest. Rah, 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 rah. Like, well,
just doing that, a decent lawyer can overturn a whole case if it's not dealt with right. If you're not legally trained, you shouldn't be approaching these people. And that's, you know, also to say that there is no real proof until it's proved in a court. You know?
the number of people who have killed themselves off the back of those stings. Now, I mean, like, if they're pedos, then I mean, it's no real great loss, is it?
Yeah.
But half of those pedo hunters end up. I say half. That's a bit broad, but there's quite a lot of those pedo hunters end up being pedos, don't they? It's like that age-old thing of, well, yeah. There was. I can't remember what his name. I've got fucking Tommy Robinson's name in my head, and he's a fucking knobhead in himself, isn't he? But yeah, there was a big one about 2 years ago. He was like a pedo hunter, and then it turns out that he had a load of kiddie porn on his computer from, well, I suppose the internet. Really, can't say where it's from. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know where you get this in the dark web, but I'm not sure how you get onto that either. It's when you turn the lights off, isn't it? Then it becomes a dark web.
Something like that. Yeah. Close your eyes. If you're on the internet,
close your eyes.
You're on the dark web.
Click, click, click. Yeah. No, but they end up doing it themselves. But I think that happens quite a lot, like with rozzers who investigate pedo cases and stuff. Not robbers, but rozzers is what I was meant to say there. Not
you
robbers.
Said rozzers. You said rozzers the first time.
Oh, I thought I said robbers.
I heard rozzers. But yeah, funnily, I was going to say when I remember, like very, very early on in my police career, when I was, I think I was being shown around Bishopsgate Police Station as a little tour sort of thing. Me and my little group of cohorts, we met this one guy, and he was a sergeant, and it's basically he was he was in charge of the internet porn and stuff like that, investigating internet porn. And crazily, I just heard internet porn. Yeah, I'm the one that has to look through all the internet porn. And so I'm like, sounds like a wicked job. And then everyone sort of looked at me, and I've realised what sort of porn he's going to be looking through in order, of what the police get involved in. And then
it's not like a link to Pornhub, is it?
No,
just going trawling through page after page.
And it sort of sunk in, and I look back at him, and they talk about soldiers with their like 1,000-yard stares and all of that.
Yeah,
this was like a fucking 1,000,000-mile stare straight into my soul, and he just looked at me. He's like, "No, it's not good." I'm just like, okay, sorry.
Sorry. Do you think I can still?
I think that was a man that just wanted to murder every single paedophile in the universe.
Yeah, and in which case, on a purge night, he'd probably have their names and addresses written down. I mean,
yeah, but you see, this is the problem, because there are people out there in society who don't fit into the social scale properly. They be it mental illness, be it like they look physical deformations and stuff like that. But the people that don't fit in, who tend to get branded by kids and stuff like that as pedo, it's getting thrown around as a fucking word, doesn't it? Just because they're a little bit different. And it sounds like I'm advocating like paedophile rights or something. I'm really not. Obviously, they all deserve fucking everything that the law can throw at them. But I think it's such a dangerous thing to band around. It's like accusing people of rape or something like that.
Mud sticks, doesn't it?
Yeah, if you're not 1,000,000% sure that what you're saying is true in terms of that sort of thing, you shouldn't be banding it around, because that could kill someone. It could literally kill them.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah,
I actually think when people cry rape or accuse people of being a pedo, and it turns out to be a lie, that the person accusing, if it's a false one, should be given more or less the same punishment as what they were trying to get the person done with.
Sounds fair to me.
That was beautifully eloquent, wasn't it?
Yeah, it does sound fair to me.
I think it's horrific. I hate all of that sort of shit.
Yeah,
so, outrageous.
So you definitely get the lynch mobs on a purge night.
Yeah, but you see, when you've got lynch mobs, that's when you can be a serial sniper, can't you? Be like, oh, they're mobbing. Be like, oh, I quite like the guy in the newspaper shop. Sure, he's a little bit handsy, but he always has my newspaper ready for me.
Yeah. I mean, Fathers for Justice, they'd take a different turn, wouldn't they?
Ooh, hadn't even thought of that.
You see, you got groups like this that are suddenly for one night only an extremist terrorist group, Any other time, they're just fighting for the rights of people, but because they can get away with it.
Yeah, they're like, right, these are my kids now. I am. You see, I wonder if it was a genuine thing, how long it would take to calm down. So you'd have a lot of like scorned, ex-wives or husbands who are bitter, guilty, upset, whatever, would go and do or try to do a lot of killing. But then eventually that would sort of plateau out, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, and then I presume off the back of that, people would eventually start behaving nicer and not being a total arsehole or bitch, whatever. I mean, equal opportunities. Everybody can do everything nowadays, can't they?
But then, you see, that's the thing. Trying to limit it to 24 hours. Because say you get...
It's not even 24 hours. It's 12 hours.
12 hours, yeah. Say you get a group of anarchists. Because these sort of things, anarchists love it, don't they? And say, for instance, they blew up an oil pipeline which led into the main drinking water reservoir, or which led underneath the main drinking water reservoir for a country or something like that, resulting in oil shortage and water shortage for a country within 12 hours, and then everyone in the country suffers as a result of that. You're not telling me that after 12 hours, people aren't going to be like, no, fuck the purge for a minute. This is bollocks because this is going to affect our country for the next few months now, and people are going to get hurt because of it. What happens about if people die from results of injuries they've sustained whilst...
Okay, well, in the TV show and the film, the only rules are you can't use explosives and you can't kill politicians until like the last movie, and then you can, but that's because they're trying to kill a politician.
Yeah.
They just change. It's very much like government, isn't it? They just change the rules to suit themselves whenever they want.
I can see that happening. I mean, surely if there was a criminal being charged, whether he be a lowly bread thief or the president of the United States, I'm sure the appropriate action will be taken, and they'll be found guilty of all their crimes, won't they? They wouldn't be that corrupt that no one would fucking vote for it. Bunch of pussies.
I can't actually. I know what you're talking about there. Trump got acquitted again, didn't he?
Sorry, did I bring politics into it? It just outrages me.
It's all right. It happened, didn't it? It's fucking outrageous, man. The guy's invincible. He's just fucking invincible.
He's rich.
He basically, well, yeah, he is rich. He's very rich.
That's what he is. He's not invincible. He's rich.
It's nonsense. I mean, he basically incited a riot over in Washington, didn't he?
5 people died.
Fuck's sake.
During storming the Capitol building. 5 people died. Mike Pence had to flee for his life after protesters. There was one policeman standing between the protesters and him. Wow. He had to flee for his life. He called Donald Trump. He phoned Donald Trump from the Capitol building saying, you need to call these guys off now. And Donald Trump's response was, looks like there's someone more pissed off about this whole thing than me. The guy's he's a criminal out and out. He's a fat orange criminal. He's a toddler in the shape of a politician. He's just a big gelatinous tube shaped into the shape of a man with fucking silly wispy hair on top. The IQ of
he's got toddler hair as well, hasn't he?
Oh,
he's got the hair of a toddler. You don't know what the fuck to do with it.
About the man just screams, I am a grade A cunt.
Yeah, I mean that is accurate. I completely agree. Oh God,
but anyway, I did promise I'm not going to get into politics, and I'm certainly not. I'm on the fence about everything. I certainly don't have
opinions.
I don't have political opinions either way.
Oh yeah, he is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Oh fucking hell. Should we do some clips?
Yeah, shall we? In the blink of an eye, it was done. Right.
You see, the problem is, I would cut that, but now you've just fucking sung it. I'm gonna have to leave the bloody thing in, aren't I?
No, you can cut that out if you want. I haven't. It's not like I'm trying to get famous for my singing voice here.
Did you not see the YouTube comments?
I saw the YouTube comments. I answered the YouTube comment. It's like
I have not.
It's literally it was a perfect example of when your mouth starts saying things and then your brain is like, fucking shut up. It was a bit like that.
People want you singing, Mooshy. They want to hear you do the karaoke.
Yeah, don't they just? Yeah.
What should we say? If we get you up to 100 viewers, you'll do one. 100 YouTube subscribers, and you'll sing a Greatest Showman tune.
What were we gonna do to you?
You were going to shave my head if we got to 500.
Yeah,
that's way worse.
That didn't work, did it? So, I feel fairly confident. Yeah, 100 viewers. Yeah,
100 new. 100 subscribers.
Yeah,
and you'll sing a Greatest Showman tune.
Yeah,
nice. Okay, cool. Do you need a timescale? Should we say end of March?
13 and a half hours.
13 and a half hours? Behave.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, end of March.
End of March, up to 100, and you'll sing a Greatest Showman tune.
Yes.
Jeeves?
Well, I'm not singing.
No, I want you to bear witness.
Oh, okay, sorry, what am I witnessing?
Why?
He's the best, isn't he? Can you bear witness to that? It's like, what? If you fucking shit in court.
He's just sat there eating Angel Delight, isn't he? He's just spooning Angel Delight in.
No, I'm just reading Plan with Stace, or whatever her name is. About
you're reading the comments.
I can just see it now. Lead foreman of the jury, do you have you reached a verdict? Oh, what
Jesus,
now?
Sorry, who are you?
Nice hair.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What's going on here? There's been a murder.
No, you can't have my phone number.
Right, shall we have a shall we see what the pacifists have picked?
Yes, cue the music.
Brilliant. Right, so let me close that down. Right. So first up is one of yours, I believe, Sam.
It's always a roller coaster ride. I forget what I said half of the time.
Yeah, isn't it just?
Yeah.
Make sure the sound's on. Right, here we go.
Oh yeah. This is the most cringy thing you've ever seen in your life. But watch out for the train.
Hi. Hello. Sorry to
Hello.
stop your shopping and your evening. Hello.
The person mopping.
I just have a very special message for a very special girl.
Don't give a fuck. I'm cleaning this.
We met 3 months ago.
Oh my God, there are people looking.
There are people looking, that's right.
First saw each other, and this is where I fell in love with you.
So cute.
And you're my absolute Jaan, and you had me that day at hello when you said hello to me. I mean, after I said hello, anyway, you're my Jaanu, you're my sweetie pie, you're my cutie pie, you're my absolute Jaan. And
please tell me he proposes and she says no.
Fuck! What's the
fucking train goes for?
You, Jaanu, you're my sweetie pie, you're my cutie pie, you're my Shonu, you're my everything. And
from the top,
I know
you got to keep going.
But I want everyone to know you make me really happy. And I have a little poem for you, and I'd like everyone to hear this. When you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while, and my heart ceases to beat. And there's nothing else that I seek except you.
I swear, this poem
and I just have one
is lyrics from a song.
Yeah.
Janu, please. I need to. You truly make me the happiest person on earth.
She didn't just say no, she knocked him out and legged it.
Oh.
Look at his face. Like, what the fuck happened there? You're my cutie pie.
To be fair, I quite like the the guy whose guitar just got stolen off him. He's just like,
I was going to say, what? He's like, what?
Hey, I was playing a little bit of ukulele there, people. Well, happy Valentine's, one and all.
When he gets home from work and his wife's like, oh, how was the gig, honey? It's like, don't. Someone took my ukulele out of my hand and fucking hit someone else with it. No, it's evidence.
Yeah, there he is, saying some beautiful poetry. He gets laid out by a ukulele.
Oh my God. I mean, what a clusterfuck from start to finish that was. First of all,
I know.
A woman who just doesn't give a fuck. She is cleaning that floor, whether you're proposing on it or not. She's coming through. Then the fucking insanity train from nowhere, the fucking Ninky Nonk just turns up. And
the Bourneville Ninky Nonk rolls through.
With loads of confused people on it, just like either thinking, why the fuck am I on this tiny little train, or what's going on there? And then the poems and the words, oh my God.
Yeah, brilliant, wasn't it? Absolutely brilliant.
That was just a roller coaster of disaster.
I love the internet. It's just so good.
Now, change of pace now. This is one of my ones, but I saw it. I've seen it before, and then I saw it, and I was like, it's too good not to share. Even if you have seen it before, you're going to watch a little bit of it. I won't watch the whole video though.
Yes.
But rather than the humour, I've gone for broadening our minds. Check this shit out.
Underwater Parasite.
It's basically a hiking trail which is completely submerged by floodwater, and I think
I've seen this.
Year.
Whoa.
And what you end up with is a completely underwater jungle, which I think is
mad.
Incredible. Like, it's so surreal.
The music is terrifying.
Yeah, not responsible for the music. I'm going to stop it there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no.
Well, because then it just goes into a bit of documentary sort of style stuff. It was just mainly the main images I wanted to show you. But yeah, I've been looking into, because my boys are really fascinated by underwater stuff at the moment. And yeah, that was just one thing that I thought was really. It's almost like a Salvador Dali, isn't it, or something, where you've got everything floating above you, but a perfect forest underneath.
Oh, it's beautifully clear. Like ridiculously clear. It looked like it was meant to be. It's supposed to be that way. I always imagine when things get flooded, it's disgusting.
Have you ever seen this? This was going to be another one that I was going to post, actually, which I forgot about. Lake Baikal in.
Is it Iceland?
No, I think it's Siberia. It's Russia somewhere. It's Russia somewhere. But Lake Baikal. It's not only is it the deepest freshwater lake in the world. It's also the clearest.
Ooh.
Because it's mostly glacial water, I believe, that comes down into it. And it's very unspoiled, and it is frightening how crystal clear it is. When it freezes over, the ice is purely clear as well.
No way, really?
Yeah. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a look for it. Just some quick magic. Oh, and a little bit of magic there. I don't know where that smoke just came out of Sam for. Maybe it's his daily vent. Yeah. Anyway, so Lake Baikal, right? In order to grasp how amazing this video is, you've got to realize the depth of the lake. It looks like feet. It's actually hundreds of feet deep. Right. You see
that's 100 feet deep.
Yeah. or nearing 100 feet deep. This is like, it's just how clear the water is, and the magnification and the purity of the ice as well, and the thickness of the ice, because that ice is probably way over a foot thick. Just magnifies everything.
I've never seen a frozen lake look so clear,
it's incredible. It is literally incredible, and that ice is like so thick as well. You see, there's no bubbles in it or anything like that.
Yeah, that is trippy. That's that deep. You can see that so well.
Yeah, it's
wow.
It's very strange, isn't it? Sorry, that was an unintended video, but I just felt it needed to be thrown in.
No, it's all good. We're good to see what you're actually chatting about. That's way more impressive than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, but then if you just saw the video like on mute and you didn't really have any context behind it, it's just like a man walking across a frozen puddle.
Yeah, that's
the fact that he stood on top of the world's deepest freshwater lake is mental.
Not very many fish in it though, were there?
No, and I think there's a reason for that. I don't know what that reason is though.
Probably a bit cold.
Because it's Russia and they've eaten them all. Do Russians eat fish? That's such a racist question, isn't it? Do Russians eat fish?
Well, I found the title of this week's episode.
Fuck. And also the reason Andy got banned from the internet.
Yeah.
Right, shall we move on? Shall we move on to the? I believe it's the second one of yours, there, Sam. Sorry.
Oh yeah, let's do it. This is only if this is what I think it is. It's only 1 minute long, which is perfect. Extreme sports, love extreme sports.
Oh yeah.
Especially when fat people fall over.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh my god! It stood no chance, did it? Oh look, it pinged back though. It's like made of rubber.
Oh my god, my leg's broke, dude.
Oh fuck! Oh shit!
Call 911, please.
You broke yourself off good, bro. Ooh. Ouch.
I sure fucking did. Well, I just got out of the hospital. I've been in there for 5 days. Had to get surgery on my leg, broken fibula, tibula. Had to get a steel rod put in my leg, fucking heavy metal. Had to get 2 blood transfusions. But you know what the good news is? You can go to xyzclothing.com and buy one of my signature Zach-ass shirts.
Okay, well, no.
You know what? I don't, the poor guy, he deserves that little plug anyway, doesn't he?
What a champ! The way I broke my leg. Call 911, please.
It was like I don't want to say it because it sounds so prejudiced, but it's that fat guy sarcasm that only fat people manage to pull off. Could you call 911, please? It just works.
Oh god!
Yeah, God, that looked horrible, didn't it? For some reason, it looked worse on a fat person.
Oh. Yeah. It was never going to end well, was it?
No.
Hey, I remember when I was 12, I used to be able to grind. Yeah, I'll do that. Sure thing. Boom. I'm quite surprised nobody changed that, edited it to when he fell over, the nuclear bomb goes off. You know, like when a midget jumps into a pool and they do the bloop, bloop noise. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and when a fat person falls over, it's always a nuclear explosion.
Have you seen that clip of hoofing the gym ball at the midget as he's running away through the field?
Oh, and he pings off.
they hoof the gym ball and it hits him. And he goes face first in a puddle, and they've added that noise. It's like doink, boom, doink.
That noise is the greatest. It's the worst, the greatest thing ever. How painful did that look? Whoa.
Yeah, I'm never a big fan of those sort of things.
No, but it's always nice to watch you react.
But from one type of pain to another, this is the good pain. This is the pain of education.
Oh God, I always dread to think where it's going.
Stay way up, down on the ground.
Oh, excellent. I haven't. You bite him in the bollocks.
Yeah.
A little nip in the nuts, mate. And suddenly,
I'll fucking teach you.
Stay there.
Yeah, in case you want to send it again there.
Man down.
See that again.
Just a friendly little nip from the old land shark there. That's how you educate people.
I think all fucking policemen should have dogs like that. It seems like a way easier way of dealing with crime. Just let them bite them in the bollocks.
Yeah.
Chopper, sick balls.
One quick bite on the cock, and that guy was like, you know what? I am going to lie on the ground. That does sound like a good idea. Yeah. I don't know why I was so hesitant.
You were right. I wasn't hearing you correctly. Sorry. I thought you said stand there and posture without my shirt on like a fucking idiot. No. I now understand. Yeah. Lay down.
Who'd have thought your dog there would bite me on the chode and make everything so crystal clear?
It wasn't a chode before, but after all of that pressure on it, it certainly is.
Fucking chewed. Right.
Ooh.
And now I think this is Jesus' humble offering.
Okay, now last time Jesus sent us a video, it was fat round animals.
I really like those fat round animals. Is it more fat
round
round
animals? You watch the full videos?
No, I never.
No.
I didn't like that. I just like looking at it.
1 minute was enough.
Right. Let's see what little gem you've given us now then.
Go forward. I'm trying. I can't pull me. I don't want to
I really want to have a go on one of these.
At least they've strapped her in.
Oh my God! Yeah, have a couple of drinks.
That doesn't look like a good idea.
This looks dangerous. So hang on, pause it for a sec. So as that moves around, it spins the chair, right? It's not just gravity. Yeah. So the faster it goes, the faster she'll spin.
I'm assuming there's a pole down there which is attached to the drive. There's like a drive shaft, isn't it?
Basically, what they've done is they've taken a drive axle from a vehicle and put a chair on it. So normally, where the drive shaft would be attached, which spins the rear wheels, what they've done is they've turned it up so that's facing up and attached the seat to that. So as the wheels turn, the seat spins.
So the now before you start speed the thing goes.
Now I don't know if you guys can see. That guy there has got no sleeves on his shirt, so we know that he is definitely health and safety conscious and a sensible human being.
Yes.
Let's see how this plays out.
I'm assuming there's no redneckery going on here.
No, well, that definitely isn't a backwards cap I can see, or a pickup truck.
No, I think we're redneck clear.
This is going to end so badly. Oh, that was a bit of an anticlimax. I thought that was going to.
There were other ones that were a lot longer, but I haven't found any that had catastrophic failure. But,
to be honest, I was expecting a failure because I'm that sort of person. I'm a skeptic and I love seeing things go wrong.
I just assumed he was going to go at like 100 miles an hour, or that's probably a bit much for a quad, at like say 50, and that she was going to zoom up into the air like one of those old pool toys, you know, the old UFO ones. That you went, and they just go.
I thought she'd take off into orbit. Is that genuinely what you thought might happen?
I was hoping.
I mean, what an astoundingly fun view of physics you've got.
Yeah, she puts her bingo wings out and just takes off like one of those marsupial animals.
I'm a helicopter.
Yeah, mildly disappointed that didn't happen. But God, yeah, I couldn't do that. I'd be vomiting all over the show.
I'd be
like a sprinkler system.
Yeah, I was going to say I think I'd like to give it a shot, but then, you know, I played the 0G game on fucking virtual reality and lost control of my legs for 20 minutes. So I dread to think what that sort of chair would do for me.
Mate, you played what was it, Wipeout on the PlayStation VR and nearly threw up.
That's very true. Yeah, that sent me a bit skew with. I don't mind saying.
Oh yeah, I could see that happening. Yeah, not a good look.
There was actually talking about motion sickness, Jeeves. I noticed on there that side quest app that there's a game which is basically called Lost at Sea, which is a first-person simulator of you're in a boat during heavy waters in the middle of the sea, and you've basically got to stop your boat from sinking and survive. And it looks like the worst thing ever, just constantly being battered by waves, leaks, got to go down in the engine rooms. It's like. VR's a wonderful invention, and you could live out any fantasy. Why the fuck anyone would want to live out being in an engine room of a fucking boat which is drifting in the middle of a storm?
To be honest, I kind of want to film Jay having that experience on that game.
Yeah, I mean that's it. People are going to be throwing up left, right, and centre.
Yeah, I do find VR makes me feel a little bit queasy. Not a huge amount, but a little bit. But I haven't got any of the good action-packed games that you have. I've just got shit ones.
I think it's going to be a while before it all takes off anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not there for me yet. I'm not going to be forking out a load of money for more VR stuff yet.
Oh, changing the subject slightly, I've just remembered something me and you were talking about earlier, if you don't mind going on about it now.
Talk about a lot.
On about the Hotel Cecil.
Oh yes. Oh, but Jeeves, have you watched that? It's not a film. Okay, so it's a documentary on Netflix.
It's not a film.
It's about the hotel. Is it Cecil or Cecil?
Cecil. I say it's Cecil because it's spelt Cecil. I think it is Cecil. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, what's it called? The Truth of... Oh, fucking hell. Give me a second. I'll find out.
True crimes or something like that, or investigation or something like that. I don't know.
I am not a massive fan of true crime programs. It's called Crime Scene: The Vanishing at the Hotel, at the Cecil Hotel, or Cecil, however you want to fucking say it.
Currently on Netflix.
Yeah, it's recently released. I think it's trending at the moment. I've got half of an episode to watch, and then I'm done with it. And it's about this girl. What's her name? I wrote it down. Elsa Lam. Elsa Lam. Elsa? Elsa.
Yeah, Elsa Lam. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, right. So this is really for Jeeves, because I imagine the rest of the world has actually seen it. It's about this girl who vanishes. Oh God, it is so bad. I'm going to give spoilers alert. So if you haven't seen it, spin on a bit until you see my hand up in the air. But yeah, well, that way they can just sort of fast forward. They see my hand in the air and they'll be like, okay, no spoilers. Anyway,
listeners are fucked though.
Listeners are fucked. Wait, yeah, tough shit.
Just stop listening until I make a noise. Like beep.
Yeah, maybe pause it, watch the series, and then come back and finish the podcast. How's that?
All that,
yeah. Or do a quick bit of googling, ruin it yourself. Okay,
sponsored by Netflix.
So this girl disappears, Jeeves. She's traveling. She goes to this hotel that it has got a shitty reputation, and she vanishes. 20 days later, they've gone through all the evidence. They find like a clip of her in an elevator being really fucking weird, like super fucking weird. It is creepy to watch.
Yeah.
But the footage is fucked up. It's been slowed down. There's a bit missing from it because you can see like the elevator doors shutting, and instead of it going like this, it's closed, and then it starts here and then it goes. It's like they've cut a little bit out. And there's seemingly no answers. But yeah, they checked all the security footage for all of the cameras of the entire building. This girl never left the building. They couldn't find her. And then these tourists were there. Oh, fuck me, this is the worst. And they're complaining because their water pressure's low and their water tastes a bit horrible. And this girl is in the fucking water tanks and has been in there for like a week. And people have been drinking and bathing in shitty, pissy, dead body water, basically. It's absolutely fucking disgusting. But there's no answers. It's like maybe she killed herself. Maybe she was thrown in there. She wasn't sexually assaulted. She wasn't on any drugs. She had like no injuries on her. But there's just this little bit of footage of her being creepy as fuck in a lift, and then she's gone.
No, I haven't seen any of this series yet. I've seen the first half an hour of it, but I read quite a lot about Elsa Lam and the case around her like years ago. So I'm going from memory here.
Yeah.
But I'm right in thinking that every avenue the detectives sort of every possibility they came up against was so unlikely. It was like it wasn't just like, oh, you know, I don't think that might have happened. It was just like there was a reason for it. Not like there was a sense like suicide. Did she kill herself? But then she was happy. She used to check in with her parents every day. There's like those.
Yep.
There was no. It would have been way against her character too. And then why is she acting so sketchy? You know,
the sketchy thing is the weird bit. I mean, she had mental disorders like bipolar, depression, and all of that sort of stuff. But she was taking her drugs. I mean, apparently the levels were a little bit lower than they should have been, so she probably wasn't taking them as quite as often as she should be.
To say it sounds like it was a neurological problem.
Could be, but this is the same situation as. Did you ever see the documentary "Don't Fuck with Cats"?
Yeah,
that was fucking horrible. I mean, I really didn't enjoy that. But they had those. Is it sleuths? People who think they're detectives on the internet.
Yeah.
Is that what they're called? Internet sleuths.
Yeah,
that's a new term for me. I didn't know what that was. Every time I'd seen it before, I was just like, oh, they've spelled sloths wrong. It turns out that's not the case. Yeah, so all the internet sleuths got hold of the footage of them in the lift and were breaking it down and getting really obsessive about it, like accusing people of doing it and like trying to break it down. Then they went to the hotel and they were all documenting it. Yeah, it's just fucking weird and creepy.
That doesn't help either, does it? The hotel itself with its history and like how. Have you seen American Horror Story, Jeeves?
I have watched one season of it.
I don't suppose you watched the hotel season, did you?
I haven't seen the hotel
one. That has Lady Gaga in it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Oh, right, okay. It's based on that hotel is largely based around the Hotel Cecil.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. You notice because
I didn't know that.
They say in it that Richard Ramirez, the Zodiac killer, they're all known to have stayed there.
Yeah.
Richard Ramirez, would return to the hotel covered in blood, and it somehow never got reported and stuff like that.
No. Not only did he'd return covered in blood, but he'd go to the back alleyway, strip off down to his pants, still be covered in blood, throw the rest of his clothes in the trash, and then walk up I think he was on the 14th or 15th floor, walk up the stairs in just his pants and blood, and then go to bed after a hard day's murder.
And it never gets reported. It was sort of like it got a reputation for being a safe haven for serial killers and psychopaths and stuff like that.
Well, it's on Skid Row, isn't it? It's got like the highest population of
the Continental from bloody John Wick.
No, it's nothing like the Continental from John Wick, because that place looks amazing. This place is a full-on flop house.
Place full of killers.
Oh yeah, well they've got residents, haven't they? They got like people straight out of prison and people with mental disorders who can live there for fuck all, like £400 a month to stay in a hotel. They're permanent residents there.
I should say though, they haven't based that American Horror Story solely on that hotel, because obviously there's the one that was built by what's his name as well. I think they're different.
The Purpose Kill House Hotel, whatever it was.
Yeah.
What is that one called? That's an interesting one.
I think they've amalgamated a lot of the main hotel horror stories into one building, but that's certainly quite a big influence for it. And that, several disappearances, weren't there? Like people dying there, falling off roofs, committed suicide, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, honestly, it's a fascinating documentary.
It's got
I don't really like that kind of thing. I don't like the true crime podcasts. I don't like true crime shows. I heard ages ago that the target demographic for those shows was particularly ladies. Ladies, comment below. Are you into the true crime programs? Because as a rule, I'm not. I watch all the big ones. I mean, the ones that everybody are talking about, how making a murderer. Don't fuck with cats.
You're aware you're a boy.
Yeah.
It's just like you're talking to them as equals. Like, ladies, let me know, because I personally don't. That's why.
I don't really get that much enjoyment from, but I know people love all of that true crime shit. It's
horses for courses, isn't it? I mean, I don't mind them. I quite like all that sort of stuff. That Making a Murderer I found really interesting and sad. Actually, that
was brutal.
The guy with the hotel, that was it was H.H. Holmes, Herman Mudgett or whatever it was, better known as Dr. Henry Howard Holmes. Despite his confession of 27 murders after being caught for one particular murder, it is speculated that he may have killed as many as 200 people.
Busy boy.
In a hotel that was built that was about 5 kilometers away from the 1893 World's Fair Columbian Expedition. So, and the hotel was actually called the World's Fair Hotel, but it was informally called the Murder Castle because of what happened there.
Probably harder to market that though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to get a certain number of people there. That whole dark tourism is quite popular, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a very niche market. You couldn't market that to like families.
Yeah.
Well, getting down. Why not take a luxury 7-night break at the Murder Castle?
I don't think you'd be able to market it back in those times, but I think you could market it now.
Yeah, now you could. With the
internet. to be fair, I'd probably stay there. I'll fucking stay in a place called the Murder Castle.
Yeah, it's brilliant. No, in my luck though, I'd go there and it'd just be full of crows, just shitloads of crows everywhere.
What are you plagued by crows?
No, isn't a group of crows called a murder?
It is. I'm the slow one. Fuck. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what's happened. There. Yeah.
I mean, it's lost all its funny, but hey.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
I mean, it wasn't that funny anyway. But it really is when you have to explain it.
Yeah.
I think I remember reading something about the crows actually. When one of them dies, they say that they have like a funeral. But it turns out what they're actually doing is when they all land around the body and all of that lot, they're actually looking for the predator that killed them. They're looking at so basically it's more like a CSI crime investigation.
It's a murder scene,
than it is a funeral.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're incredibly intelligent creatures. Like obviously I was lucky enough my patch used to include the Tower of London. And we used to sort of go in there every now and then have a chat with the beefeaters and stuff. And there's so many stories of certain, like one guy kicked one of the crows out of the way or something.
Aren't they
along
ravens?
Those lines. Ravens, whatever the fuck they are, big black birds, aren't they? But he's done something to piss one of them off.
That's going to be corrected. You know that, right?
Definitely. I mean, birds are kind of fish, aren't they? Or, what is it? Birds are. No, what did we decide? Birds are mammals.
Birds aren't a type of fish. Birds are birds. Birds are just birds. Yeah.
But anywho, yeah, they've wronged this raven, and then they came back every year, and every year the ravens would all fucking flock and like they'd hate them, and they proper hold a grudge. Apparently. So,
well, I quite like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. I want a wild animal to adopt me as its mummy.
Where the fuck has that come from, Moshe?
Sorry, it's
okay. I'll be around in a minute.
It just popped into my head. I was just thinking about like animals being like really clever, and then I was thinking like and loyal, and then I was thinking like how cool is it when people rescue animals and then they're friends for life sort of thing. Like,
well, so you want to be its mummy, or you want to be?
Yeah, I want to be an animal's mummy.
Okay, so you want to be, say, Baloo to Mowgli?
No, I don't want an Indian kid. Nothing against Indian kids. I don't want a kid of any kind. What I want is an animal.
Yeah, also not a big grey bear.
So we've established that that's a fucking terrible comparison. Right.
No, I know, but I want to know if you want to be the Mowgli or if you want to be Baloo.
Well, neither.
Or Shere Khan. No. What's the cat that has it?
No, I want to be Johnny Vegas and I want a chimp. That's the relationship I want, except not necessarily a chimp. Maybe.
Well, I know the animals that currently live in the area that you are in. It's either going to be a badger, a rabbit, or a fox.
I was going to say, what about a badger?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and just like rescue it. Like, oh look, its paws hurt or something, and bring it in, nurture it, give it badger milk, all of this sort of stuff until it's all strong, and then
badger milk. Where'd you get badger milk?
I don't know. Other badgers, I guess. I'll just ask around.
Just ask around and pull a sign out on Craigslist. Wanted anyone badger milk.
Yeah, we'll pay £5. I'll pay some street urchin £5 to milk badgers.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of semen. So you're going to be getting just a lot. There's cups and cups of the stuff.
So another one failed the taste test.
That's rough.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, and then just have this little badger that comes to visit me. You know, I'd go outside and make a badger noise.
Let's hear what's the mating call of a badger or the dinner bell for a badger.
I don't know. I'd imagine it'd be something along the lines of.
That's so specific.
I don't know.
But do you know what a fox
I just had that scene from.
I can hear the badgers coming.
I just had that scene from South Park where he's like, "I'll make the sound of a dying giraffe," and what's that sound like?
Apparently, they've just worked out the giraffes hum.
Didn't Jeeves talk about this the other week? Or was it Sophie?
I don't know. I rarely pay attention.
No, my fact about giraffes is the fact that they used the same technique that the giraffes use to stop their head exploding whenever they lower their head to eat grass. They use in flight suits for fighter pilots.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I remember that.
I must have been off my tits, or I'm off my tits now.
It wasn't worded like
both,
that.
Mate, to be honest,
because none of that makes any sense. So sorry. So back to the Hotel Cecil.
Sorry, mate.
No, that's all right. We do this, don't we? What's your take on it?
Well, I haven't finished it. I think it's going to be one of those TV shows that's going to really piss me off, and that I'm going to invest 4 hours into it, and there's going to be literally no answers. Because I always say, when I watch these shows, I take the same approach as I did when I did jury service, and I don't Google it. So I don't find anything out about it until it's done. And yeah, pardon me, sorry. I just don't know what sort of douchebag goes up onto the roof of a 15-story building and climbs into a water tank. People are like, but the hatch was shut. How could she shut a hatch? I could see how you could get into a hatch and it collapse behind you. It's not hard to lift something up halfway and jump in, and then a gust of wind shuts it down. But why would you climb in there?
But then the alternative, if she was put in there, because that's the only other real alternative, isn't it? Someone's put her in there.
Well, she could have been being chased because there were crazy people living in that place. It was a flop house, wasn't it? The first 2 floors were permanent residents. The top floors, that's where all the real crazy people lived. And then they had like 4 floors in the middle that they'd kind of rebranded as a hostel.
Yeah, because it was bunks and stuff like that, wasn't it?
Yeah. They did it for travellers in the middle. Quite a clever idea, actually. But yeah, so I feel like maybe she could have been chased. She could have been chased by somebody and went up there and was just trying to hide and then died because there was no marks on there. There was no, there was nothing. But I mean, it's all just so weird, creepy, and vague. And they're talking about like spiritual shit, demons, and ghosty things. And I'm like,
that is one of the biggest problems. Is the brain is one of the hardest organs to actually understand, because it like you could have like a tumor or a cancer or something like that growing in your head, and it pushes pressure on one simple part, and you're a completely different person.
Yeah, well, she didn't have any of that though. There were like extensive autopsies done on her. But you are right, that can happen.
Yeah, but if she's already got like bipolar and stuff like that, she could have other things that were undiagnosed at the time.
So you think accidental suicide then?
Yeah, I mean, she could, in her mind, she could have been being chased by something. But it could.
You haven't seen the video, have you?
I haven't seen any of it.
I'll show you the video now. So this is the elevator footage of Elsa Lam.
Yes. Okay. Which presses all the fucking numbers.
Which is strange in itself, because that, in theory, would stop the elevator at every floor, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I've seen a photo of. See, that's creepy and weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like she's almost expecting someone there.
I happen to know that she's on the 14th floor at this point in time. And I've seen a picture of the control panel and she actually pressed the hold door button, which is, if you're wondering why the lift doors aren't shutting, that's why. But this footage has been slowed down. It's like a third slower than it should be.
Yeah.
A weird little sidestep there.
It's like she's on Labyrinth.
Yeah. Apparently, if you keep looking, in a second, a little foot should appear just in the bottom corner of that door that isn't hers. It doesn't make any sense. You can see hers. I mean, this is exhilarating viewing, isn't it? Showing CCTV footage from ages ago, but yeah.
Quite. But while we're here.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about it. We may as well watch it, haven't we? Okay, so there's her foot. And there's a little... She's pressing... Oh, look, there you go. She's pressing all the fucking buttons again.
Yeah.
I missed the foot bit there. I didn't actually see it. But it gets creepier, though. I mean, this is the last footage of this girl alive, Jeeves. I mean, it's just dead silence at the moment. But look, what was she doing with her fucking hands there?
That's creepy. Her fingers almost look like they're bent wrong.
But
that
toxology show that she's got nothing in her system.
Right.
To give you spoilers for the show, but this is where the random foot comes in. when she steps back in, it doesn't match up with her body, and it's roughly where her foot is at the moment. Oh no, it was up in the top. It didn't show it all. It didn't show the bit where she was hiding. Yeah, but either way, it's just more of that shit. It's just weird and creepy.
Yeah.
So, obviously you hadn't seen that before. That's the last that you see of her, and she's on like the floor below the roof, maybe, or 2 floors below the roof. And the lift door never shut. They didn't show the weird lag with the
lift door. No.
Yeah, with the lift door shutting either in that video, which is a shame. But I mean, it wasn't really lined up or planned that little bit, was it?
No. I think the problem with this sort of thing is where the hotel itself has got such a reputation anyway, it clouds the judgment of everyone involved. From the victim, from her, there is such a thing as like sort of inherited hysteria from stuff that you're like, if you've got it in your head that you're going to stay at a hotel with this reputation or something like that. Yeah, I'm not saying this is what happened, but it can play on your mind, and it can do weird things to your mind. And a lot of ghost sightings happen to be the same thing that they've heard that other people have seen there, if you know what I mean. I saw the headless thing. Yeah,
she wasn't staying at the Hotel Cecil though, remember. She was staying at their rebranded second section of it, so separate entrance. I think it was called, like, I don't know, on the high street or something ridiculous like that. So for all intents and purposes, she wasn't staying at the Hotel Cecil or Cecil or whatever it was fucking called. But they did share a same elevator, so they could all get in there together. But it's fucking weird, isn't it? And so people were like saying it's got to be an inside job, because to get to the roof, everything's alarmed. You've got like fire alarms, fire exits to get up there, and it all sets off, and none of those were set off.
I'll be very surprised if any of them actually worked.
No, they did. The old Bill checked them when they went up onto the roof. You had to have the maintenance guy, because it was a maintenance man that found her, because there was a problem with the water. Just looked in, there's a fucking naked body just laying there. I mean, floating.
Can you imagine being at a hotel and complaining about ganky water? And then they come down, they're like, yeah, right, we think we've sorted the water out now. You shouldn't have any more issues. Oh, okay. What was the issue? We're just cleaning the tank, just giving that a clean through. Oh, right. Why was it dirty?
A pigeon got into it. A pigeon. It's just a pigeon.
Sorry, what? A body got into it.
Yeah.
A body was in it. Fuck.
There's news articles of people who were staying there on holiday, and the staff were told not to say anything. So they went and spoke to reporters outside, and they were like, there was a dead body up in the water tank. They're like, we just drank that. And it was like, I was just brushing my teeth in that water. I thought it tasted awful. But I didn't know it tasted like a Canadian girl. Imagine. I'd be vomiting and suing. I would be suing the shit out of that place. I mean, I don't know what grounds I would, like, making me a cannibal by default.
Yeah, something like that. You'd be able to sue them under health and safety, wouldn't you? Like that sort of thing, contaminated water supply, something. Yeah,
definitely. They had to move every single resident of that hotel into a different place. Place has got 700 rooms.
Yeah,
you imagine the logistics of a hotel with 700 rooms. I mean, that's the thing that boggled my mind the most about that entire show is how many cleaners do you need to clean a hotel with 700 fucking rooms?
Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah, fuck that. It's a big old building, isn't it?
It's way too big. Way too fucking big. I mean, I don't know how long it takes to clean a hotel room. I imagine those ladies who do it are quick, but
you think a lot of those rooms were multi-occupancy dorm rooms as well. So that's not even sticking to the average of 2 people a room.
That's a lot of farts, isn't it? That is just a lot of farts.
Yeah. Fucking, you wouldn't really be that surprised that the water tasted shit with that many people in that building. kind of expect it.
I taste a bit like bodies. I mean, it's if a hotelier ever comes up to me when I'm staying in a hotel and they'll be like, "Oh, here's a bottle of water," I'll be like, "What the fuck is in the water tank?" What is in there?
Yeah, what have you done? But I think there's a limit, isn't there, to when you can complain. I mean, they're $85 a room nights, $85 a night rooms. I think $90 and above, I'd be complaining. I'd be like, I'd rather not have a body in the water, but $85, that's quite cheap. You'd be like, oh, you know, swings and roundabouts. I've got a nice cheap room.
It's the first thing I ask whenever I go to any hotel from here on. I'll be like, have you ever found a body in your water tank? And if so, how long has it been? Also, what do you reckon they do with the water tank? Because they can't just... What, do you just flush it through?
You
just drain it?
Chemically clean it, I guess, wouldn't you? You'd be able to clean that like well clean. Well clean.
That's some good English there.
Thanks, man. Fucking hell. You know, I rely on you two to fucking interject when I start having brain freezes like that.
Well, sometimes it's funny just to watch it play out, mate.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's exactly what we'll do. We just let you play it out and then take the piss out of you for it.
Because you're both a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, we are. But those people drank asshole water, so you know.
That's true. But I think it's going to be one of those.
Definitely drank some of her shit.
Oh, everybody did.
Everybody. Yeah, it was all
700 rooms.
Yeah.
God, disgusting. It's disgusting.
But I think it's going to be one of those mysteries, I'm afraid, Sam, that there's going to be no real answer for. It's like it's going to be like Oak Island, and it's going to be like the Canadian feet. It's going to be
like the heads on Easter Island.
No, we saw.
No, we solved that one though, didn't we? They have bodies.
The greatest mind of the Pacifist podcasts all came together and did the scientific research and worked out exactly what the fuck happened. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, we Googled it, and it turns out I was wrong. I mean, I
Googled it.
Yeah, I mean, well, you've got to have some sort of role, don't you? Look at him. Fucking look at me. I Google stuff. Jeeps, when you're not here, do you know what we do instead? We just ask my watch. It just does it for you.
Or guess. You can say anything with enough authority and people just think you're telling the truth because you know.
No, yeah, until they just correct us online. I mean, we covered this last time.
That does happen quite a lot, yeah.
I'm looking right at you. I appreciate it, Amy.
Is that Mrs. Birds are Birds?
Yeah, that is Mrs. Birds are Birds. Yeah,
not fish.
They're not mammals either, apparently. Oh, fuck's sake. So do you guys want to hear about the latest discoveries of living in a caravan park for me?
Please.
Yeah? Okay, so my recent discovery is frozen water pipes. This is fantastic. My hot water obviously didn't freeze because it comes through hot. My cold water froze solid. And then the other morning, which was fine, I just put some hot water into my kettle. It was no bother whatsoever. The other morning, it got to a whole new level that my cold water tap in my bathroom has got ever so slight leak. Just like a tiny little leak. It only comes out like a couple of drips at a time. And when I got up in the morning, I had actual ice in my sink. I've never lived anywhere where it's so cold that my sink freezes over. When I saw that, I was so excited. I went to the loo. I was hoping it was going to be frozen over. I genuinely thought I was going to take a leak and that it was going to be a sheet of ice just on top of it.
You left that pause in exactly the wrong place then. I was so excited. I went to the loo and to see if it was frozen over. I was like, okay. I just thought you'd shit yourself. Ice!
I'm so excited when the wee came out.
I mean, it was new to me. I mean, I told you about the gas freezing, didn't
I? Yeah, that's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's super exciting. Again, that's new to me, but that's an easy fix. The frozen water one, on the other hand, not so easy. Yeah, I text my landlady. It's like, is the water frozen over or something? And they're like, oh yeah, you got to turn it on like every hour just to keep the water flowing. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, probably should have told me that.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah. Oh, and then it also, not only does it freeze coming out, the outflow was frozen as well. So when I eventually got the water working, because you
can get rid of it.
I put the boiler on and got the hot water eventually coming through, and then my sink just started filling up and up and up and up, and I was like, that's probably frozen at the other end, isn't it? It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, now it's not like -4 degrees. Everything is running smoothly. But I was quite impressed with.
Long story short, that's how Sam ended up living in Elsa's palace from Frozen.
Yeah, totally. I just singing "Let It Go" and "Do You Want to Build a Snowman?" Yeah, ooh, that was a cold snap. I've never known anything like it. But still, it makes for interesting tales of
the best
poverty.
Thing, on the not poverty.
I don't
know. Possibly poverty.
Yeah. Possibly.
I think the best thing is though, like I don't know what it is. Well, I do know what it is. It's because they're shit and there's a big layer of air underneath them. But when you're relatively warm, but you put your drinks on the floor.
Yeah.
And when you pick them up, they're cold because the cold just travels up through the floor. Brilliant.
I love that. That's my favourite thing. I don't bother putting beer in the fridge anymore.
No,
obviously I will in the summer, but what's the fucking point?
Yeah.
It's great.
God's freezer.
God's freezer is the most effective freezer. It's super fucking good.
It's often said.
Yeah, anyway, any of your taps frozen solid?
No, mine are all right actually. Thanks.
Well, you haven't fucking lived.
No, I was going to say though, like I do remember last year coming across a leak underneath one of the caravans, and it was fucking freezing, and I've gone under, and this pipe had basically burst where it had frozen, and then the pressure had built up, and
yeah.
So I got absolutely drenched trying to fucking stop the water, and it must have been like -0 or so. I don't know,
-0.
I meant below 0. As I said it, I realised how fucking retarded I sounded. But yeah, and so I had to walk. Yeah, I had to walk back and finish my shift at work in fucking piss wet through frozen clothes, and it was awful. And the whole path where this pipe had burst and it had run down this path, it had all frozen. So on the way back, I didn't see, and I slid about 20 meters. Just giving it that fat guy, all the way down.
It's funny you should say that, because next door had a leak and I've experienced that. But you know the video we watched earlier of the fat guy breaking his ankle on the skateboard?
Yeah.
Originally, what I typed in was "fat guy slipping on ice."
As long as the fat guy's getting hurt, Sam's happy.
Yeah, well, they're my people, aren't they? Yeah, I love that. It makes it all worthwhile.
Oh yeah.
Oh dear, what else have I got written down here? Nothing. You got? Should we think about wrapping this up?
Yeah, we can think about it.
Yeah, can do.
Okay. What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't really have anything else to bring. I mean,
no.
Do you want to? Have you got a moan? Have you got anything on the cards for your moaning moments?
God, I was a bit unprepared today, actually, and to be honest, I think I moaned all my moan earlier.
Oh, okay. I'll just insert it in when you were talking about Donald Trump.
Yeah, if I could do that. Yeah, it doesn't have to be long. Yeah.
Insert it right in, he will.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than the normal sort of pleads and begging and you know, the likes and follows, please like, follow, everything like that. That'd be very much appreciated. Subscribe. Yes, Jeeps. Well done.
No, we've got it better than that. Come on, people. We have motivation for you. We need you to get your friends involved and like the YouTube page to get us up to 100 views. That isn't that many. That's 50 more people in order to get there. And Mushu will sing a song from The Greatest Showman, which is his favourite movie of all time.
I reckon it's going to be from now on.
Probably. I would just
say,
him to do all the stars that shine in the night sky. That one. Never ever.
I would just say, look, everyone's got a lot going on, so if you can't like and subscribe for any particular reason, don't feel bad.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. People want to see it. They want to see you singing, Mushu.
We'll see. I'm still fairly confident, to be honest. I'm not going to lie.
Do we have a time frame for this or not?
End of March, we said. Really didn't listen at all, did you? Really didn't listen to any of it.
Yeah. So there we go. Also, do check out www.pacifistpodcast.com. There's all sorts of stuff on there: forums, merch stores, pictures of me and the other guys, if that's your thing.
Wonderfully written blurbs as well. I mean, absolutely poetic.
What sort of genius wordsmith put that together? I've got no idea. But there we go.
You're welcome.
Oh dear.
Dude, take the credit for that, is he?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Right.
Well, every time I've come up with a good fucking idea, you've given it to Rambo.
That's true. I do that a lot.
Do you?
Yeah. I always attribute Jesus's like great ideas to Rambo for some reason.
Oh, is that what we do now?
I get the two of them mixed up, and I'm like, yeah, Zach had a really good idea. He's like, that was mine. Shut up, Jeeves. Shut up.
Get back in your cave.
Get the squirty bottle out.
Rambo just walks through. He's like, yeah, thanks, Jeeves, and just walks off.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Right, yeah, so there we go from me, Sam, and Rambo. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Hey, Rambo, what do we want people to do? Oh, he's sulking now.
Oh,
brilliant.
Jeeves, come on.
Everybody loves total silence. Anyway, thank you for watching or listening. Have a lovely evening.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Thank you, Jeeves.